Good morning, everybody. Session number 448 of Empowering Morning Conversations. And I was thinking this morning, and I thought I should remind you. Please mute yourself, everybody. There's a lot of screeching sound coming. I thought I'll remind you this morning that, if you don't keep growing and learning and developing yourself, you start stagnating and declining. And this is something all EMC members have realized. That's why they come here, to grow, to learn, to expand. Otherwise, like water which does not run, starts stagnating and stinking, isn't it? So keep going, keep developing is what we believe in. Now, in our default mode, where we are resisting and reacting almost all the time, what are the chances of our growing and developing ourselves? Because when you are, in order to grow and develop yourself, you have to go beyond the reaction and resistance that we are always doing in the default mode. Okay. So we certainly have to find tools to get out of the default mode. So when we talk about learning, when we talk about growing, what kind of growing are we talking about? Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic growth, and all in balance. See, sometimes people just chase one kind of growth. They neglect the other aspects of life. So is that integrity? So as you know, and I've been talking about quite frequently, no integrity means suffering. So mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic growth in balance, right? Because all aspects of life are equally important, right? Let's imagine that you get on a big spiritual kick and you're focusing only on that, and you start neglecting your business, you start neglecting your work, and you lose your job, right? Is that integrity? Or you are not performing well in your job because you know, I'm not interested in these material things. I'm only interested in spiritual things, right? Then somebody is going to suffer. Eventually, it's going to be you, right? So what we're looking for here is that every morning we look at any aspect of our life which is not in sync with what our life should be. You understand? If it's not aligned with the way our life should be, because there is a way things work. A car works the way it works. Nature works the way it works. The ecological system works the way it works. So now, as you can see, we've disturbed the ecological system. So there is suffering all around. Diseases all around. You're not living a healthy lifestyle, so you're suffering from lifestyle diseases. You're not having the energy and focus to perform well in your business or your job for whatever reason, and your business is suffering or your job is suffering. Your career growth is suffering. Now, who is the enemy? Sitting inside of you, known as the default mode. Because you'll notice one thing, when you are in the default mode, you will focus only on those areas, or you will confine yourself. आप सीमित रहेंगे, you will stay confined to those areas of your life where you are comfortable. So if you are comfortable in one particular aspect of your life and you are not comfortable about other aspects of your life, you'll stop growing there, isn't it? So there will be a loss of integrity over there. And then that will even come and stop you from doing what you're doing very well. You know, the areas of your life which are neglected will come and impinge on your areas which are doing well. So your growth will stop because you will be engaged in a constant struggle for survival of your job. So today I want you to look at, okay, great, congratulations. I honor you. I welcome you. I'm so happy to have you as our co-passengers on this life growth journey. Right? We are trying to grow here. And I just want to remind you, growth is mental, physical, emotional, energetic, all aspects of life in balance. If you want to do well in one area at the cost of another, it doesn't work. Now, I have experienced that in my life, that I got so passionate about my dream in 1982 that, I became very good at that and I dedicated myself to that. But there were people who suffered, and I also eventually suffered at some point because I was neglecting other important areas of my life. So today I want you guys to have a real hard look at all the aspects of our life. You know something? Enjoyment is also a part of that life. That's why we say, what do we say? We want a life of ease, joy, and glory all put together. So some people become so serious about life that they forget to have fun in life. So let's get some fun into the picture. So we shall invite the fun guy to crack a joke or tell you something on a lighter note this morning. So Vetri, why don't you tell them something on a lighter note? And if you don't remember anything, you can just make them laugh 100%.
Good morning, sir. I will make them 100% laughter because that I feel like sharing a joke. It is my own joke. That is the beauty of it. I created it. And friends, listen carefully. It has got very good information for everybody. The information goes this way. When you have headache at front side of your head, it means that you need to have good sleep. There is a lack of sleep. If you have a headache at top of your head, it means you need to drink a lot of water and kind of rest that is required. If you have a headache at backside, it's kind of a stress. So don't look into very logically and I'm just headache backside of your head. It's because of the stress you need to talk to somebody and you have to ease that stress. After telling this, I asked my wife, now tell me exactly where is your headache? She said it is at Dubai.
So my headache is in Dubai. You know who she's talking about.
Great. Let's do 100% laughter without making a noise and let's generate that without making a sound and let's generate that happy hormones. Let's activate those happy elements. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Give your 100%. Thank you very much. Oh, dear, sir.
Thank you. I thought let's bring some variety over here. All right. So guys, mental, physical, emotional, energetic, and life, career, everything. If you look at your life today, are you growing or are you stagnating? Now you're just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting life to be a great adventure and then complaining कि मजा नहीं आ रहा है. Okay, so let us again see, first of all, I want to appreciate and acknowledge each and every one of you that you come here every morning, getting up early, joining at 7 o'clock indicates that you have a great desire to grow, develop, learn, and all that. We know that. Okay. But I want you to re-look at where in life do you think you may be stagnating right now? Or where in life you are not, growing as much as you should? not participating as much as you should, not using your potential, only using in some areas of your life, not in others. So who would like to talk? Yes, Priya ji.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ji. Now everybody is curious to know क्या बना रही breakfast में.
Aloo jeera.
Okay. So now tell us what you have to say.
So career is one area where I think I should grow more, but it's not growing.
Yeah, I should grow more, but it is not.
It's not happening. When I get it, I'm not going to get it in that area.
Yeah. So now if you are not growing in your career, instead of saying it is not happening, what is the statement you can make in your mind which will make you do some action to make it happen?
I will say,
भाई तेल तो तिलों से निकलता है ना.
निकलता तो है.
Exactly. So if my career growth is not happening, what is it that I'm not doing? Or where is it that I'm not consistently doing what I should?
Finding new job.
आप कर क्या रहे हो कि ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा है?
मैं क्या कर रही हूँ?
क्या कर रहे हो या क्या नहीं कर रहे हो?
मैं तो कुछ भी नहीं कर रही. मैं बस ऐसे ही दुखी हो जाते हूँ. Victim बन गई मैं क्योंकि मैं ये सब नहीं कर पा रही.
Yeah, so now you can see very clearly one of the things I keep talking about, if you allow the circumstances to influence you, अगर आप परिस्थितियों से प्रभावित हो जाओगी, right? आपको संभावना भी नहीं नजर आएगी कि कैसे ग्रो किया जाए. You know, if you are influenced by the circumstances, you cannot even see the possibilities how you can grow in that area. Okay. So what is it that we have taught you how to not get influenced by the circumstances?
Being present.
No, the power of generation.
Then
First-
nothing happens.
First of all, being clear what actions you will have to take, so that you get a career growth. If there is no clarity about what actions are required or what is the way of being required, right? What energy is required. So many actions can be taken, right? You can consult someone. I asked you to get in touch with Nichi ji, who's an expert in your field. Did you do that? So if you don't do any action for your, that is what is happening. You're not taking sufficient action or finding out क्या करना चाहिए. Sometimes we don't know ourselves हमें क्या करना चाहिए. तो पूछ सकते हैं ना.
एक action दिया है मैंने. I am going to talk to one of the deans in the department. So let's see.
Exactly. Now my question to you also will be that how much priority are you giving to that area which is not working well? This is for everybody, not only for Priya. See, if some particular area of life is not working as much as it should, उसको कितना importance दे रहे हैं हम लोग? We are not able to hear you, Priya.
It's 10-20% not more than that.
So obviously, so if you don't give it more than that, that's the result you will get, no? So think about it. Thank you. So my invitation to others also to look at the various aspects of your life, right? Which are those areas that you are not giving your attention to? You know now that the attention is not in our control most of the time. It goes where it wants to go. So should your attention be in your control? All those who agree, Attention is yours. So today I am drawing your attention to what? That you have different areas of your life, and if they are not getting equal attention, then one or the other area will be neglected, right? You will stop growing in that area. And the area in which you stop growing is going to come and give you trouble sooner or later. So a lot of people have problem, why they'll say, no, sir, in that area, I'm completely satisfied. So you will wait for things to go bad and then become dissatisfied, then you'll take some action. Is that it? Because even if, I'll tell you, when I coach companies also, what we find is that most of the managers are giving attention to the low performers because attention goes there. That fellow is not working properly, so you have to give your time. And the good performers get neglected and overburdened with more work, right? And eventually they also stop performing or they leave the company and go. So I asked him, why are you not giving attention to that fellow? Sir, I'm very happy and satisfied with his work, sir. So why should I waste my time on him? No. Everybody who works with you need equal attention from you. So here's the problem. If you are not committed to your own growth, will you be committed to the growth of the people who work for you? You may be a very good man and you may be wanting to do good for them and all that. But if you're not making them focus on areas where they can grow and improve and they can learn, then you're not even doing service to them. So a lot of people will realize as I'm talking, okay, I am working on myself all the time, but I don't give enough attention to my staff and their growth. And that can be like some scorpion which will come and bite you at some point. Yes, Neeti ji.
So, what I have experienced in my life is, correct me if I'm wrong, whenever I've got stagnated, it's always been that I have not learned or grown enough at that stage to be able to move to the next stage, is what my experience has been. And whenever I've done that, I've moved to the next stage. So there are a lot of things that are now on a right path, and there is a lot in the pipeline, and there is a lot of energetic field in certain other areas. But there's one area where my attention doesn't go, in the sense I forget to attend to it. And that is my own recreation or relaxation. So, at the moment I have the archiving work. So at the end of the day, even 1 or 2 sessions, if I archive, the unwinding takes place. So the day closes very peacefully. But now, since I'm coming towards the close of it, now I'm realizing that, look, I don't have this escape anymore after so many more sessions. But I forget to do any kind of recreation or any kind of a retreat or any kind of an outing for myself, primarily because it needs a lot of preparation. And somehow my mind naturally does not go towards it. Maybe once in a month I step out for such kind of an activity. So how do I kind of make it into a natural thinking process is my question.
I think we should remind everybody every morning, hello, are you going to have some fun today? Are you going to give some time to yourself today?
I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
That's the only way, right? I mean, you can make a recording of this little clip, Are you going to have some fun today, and keep listening to it? Yeah, put it on your doorbell or something. Nowadays, you get these doorbells where you can record a message. Are you going to have some fun today? Now, seriously, if you don't do that, मतलब जिंदगी का लुत्फ जहां से आता है वही अगर नहीं करेंगे So that's what happens to a lot of us serious people, you know. We forgot to have fun.
There's always a calamity somewhere that needs all the time and attention, and then the fatigue kicks in, and that is the end.
Yeah.
So that's when the fatigue kicks in.
Hmm.
You can use the power of generation,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
You can, right? And
Yeah.
because you go with your friends and you are kind of, I mean, listen, you don't meet people, right? You come and meet like-minded people early in the morning over here. That's great.
Hmm. Hmm.
How about meeting like-minded people and partying with them a little bit? I mean, you're still not old enough to qualify as a person के बेटा घर पे बैठो अभी तुम बुड्ढे हो गए हो. It applies to us. हम लोग भी party करते हैं. You see, you go to Reddy Garu and you'll see how much he parties with his family every day, almost every day. I mean, like he's got one great bindas, extraordinary family. I can tell you that. What a great pleasure it was, you know. So when my wife met them, she says, you know, they are so cool. I said, yeah, they are cool because they want to be cool. Yes, Kunen ji. अब आपको हम क्या बताएं?
I get it.
There's one thing, you know, like I want to say this to everyone, not only to Neeti. I mean, do you deserve to have fun in your life and to enjoy yourself also? Or is it always going to be कि बहुत बड़े काम है जरूरी मुझे करने? वो तो कभी खत्म होने वाले नहीं हैं. They're never going to get over, are they? Because responsible people will always find something to be responsible for, no? Because we are not the kind of people say कोई तुम करो ना आके मैं नहीं कर सकती बस हो गया अब तुम संभाल लो. You can't do that also. You know what I mean? Think. Yes, Kunen sir. फरमाइए.
Thank you, sir. Just to share my thoughts on this conversation, you mentioned the word priority. And the situation I used to have same like Nitiji. So what I do, I just want to share that I plan my day in the time box manner. And I ensure that there is a time box for self. Time for self. So fun or buzz moments or the moments when you feel relaxed, we don't need not necessarily someone else, but the space, the moment where you feel relaxed. So if we specify half an hour, 1 hour from 24 hours and box it, that this is my time. Nobody will disturb, nothing. And tell your mind that this is my time. Don't let anything come in. So that way, if you prioritize, your mind will remind you that this is time for unity. Leave everything and be with you. That could be helpful.
Yeah, maybe I should put some videos of me dancing spontaneously during the day, which I do from time to time. Music laga ke. Because I'm a guy who gets turned on by music, you know. I'm in the best frame of mind. So you can do that. I don't know what makes you turned on. I mean, it's being alone or with people or whatever. So thank you for the great advice to Neeti. Thank you very much. Okay, let's listen to the others. What areas of your life are not getting the attention that they should be getting? What areas of your life are you not yet growing? You know, if you're not growing, you're stagnating. Remember that. So let's ask people because they don't want to speak. It's a very touchy subject. So let's ask Abhinav. So what areas in your life are not growing?
So Deepa, good morning. The area of my career is not growing. I don't feel like working. I'm going to the office, going to the motions, but I really don't feel like working. You know, my overall impression is that I'm not really making a difference, and I'm just another brick in the wall.
Yeah, it's very
I'm
interesting.
only working. You know, I was initially working because I wanted to create examples for my life, for my daughter. Now that my daughter is in a good MBA institute and she's doing well, so वो भी एक motive है नहीं रहा.
But you
It's like
आप भी परिस्थितियों से प्रभावित होकर एक्शन में आते हो क्या? This is a typical example, na? The situation
Yeah.
was I wanted to be role model for my daughter, so I was working. But I remember that when you started working and you were so excited when you got that job, right? After some time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
worked
yeah,
the
yeah,
job for a long time, then you got a job and you were so excited. So what
Yes.
happened that you suddenly lost you're giving this, you're using your daughter as an excuse, but what really
Yeah.
happened in your job that you lost complete joy in it?
But see, I've seen that all the top management, all the senior people, I mean, all the top management and many people in power are just surviving. They just want to play very safe. तो कुछ करने को है ही नहीं फिर
तो उससे आपका क्या लेना देना है?
मतलब ये कि आई विल वर्क हार्ड फॉर अ कस्टमर एंड दे विल से कि नहीं ये तो कस्टमर का तो पेमेंट थोड़ी सी डिले हो जाती है तो हम तो इससे काम पता नहीं करें ना करें यू टेक
So take a decision. If they say you take a decision.
मैं कोई उनका कमिटमेंट देख नहीं रहा मतलब many people who are in power they just want to play safe very safe
I
so
know.
how will the company grow
तो सर जी
the
आप
purpose of
एक मिनट आपकी
Hello?
जजमेंट है आप खुदा हो गया
नहीं मैं तो खुदा नहीं हूँ
तो फिर आप जजमेंट क्यों आप अपना काम करो क्योंकि जब आप इस बिजनेस लेके आएंगे तो मजा किसको आएगा यार भैया जब आप जब आप जीत के आओगे तो मजा किसको आएगा
मजा तो मुझे ही आएगा
एग्जैक्टली तो सो आर यू डूइंग इट फॉर योर बॉसेस And my simple thing would to be one of the simple answers I can give is I don't do anything which I don't enjoy. Okay. So either I'll find a way to enjoy in what I'm doing, or I'll find something else to do. मैं अपनी बात कर रहा हूँ, but you are having a job and you're very good at that job. I know that.
yeah
The job you've been doing it for more than I think 25 years now.
yeah
You're known and recognized in the industry as one of the best performers in that. Now
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
in a situation to influence you. Because see, you believe in making a difference, right?
absolutely
So if you allow, something similar was happening to me in my Rotary Club also. The same kind of judgment started coming. So yesterday I was saying to people, I said, listen, I've chosen to renew my membership because if you guys are not doing it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to allow you to discourage me. मैं जिस पर्पस से ज्वाइन किया था मैं तो करके ही छोड़ूंगा. And that usual thing, my kahani is also too much politics is happening, that is happening.
yeah I mean the keyword is politics I see a lot of politics around
Yeah, but
everybody wants to play safe ultimately or something goes wrong then you will find yourself alone and
know.
if something goes right then what's the big deal here
now that's exactly what I'm saying. So if I allow that to
Yeah.
influence me, then my
Yeah.
purpose of existence is not going. I want to make a difference, right?
yeah
And I'm very clear. I mean, I'm not spending money paying 40,000 per annum just to go there and attend one meeting every month. That's not
yeah
right. I'm not very interested in the badge,
yeah
So if you look at many other areas of your life also, if you let yourself get influenced by that, परिस्थितियों से प्रभावित तो फिर तो शेल में जाके आप यार कुटिया खरीद लो कहीं ना कहीं जाके जंगल में बैठ जाओ कम से कम उसका सेटिस्फैक्शन रहेगा आपको वो भी नहीं करेंगे हम
correct
हमें तो
बाकी सब सुदीपक अच्छा चल रहा है
हाँ
अगर बाकी सब is fine relationships are fine everything is fine
yeah I know but you're not happy with what you're doing right
yeah
तो कुदरत ने आपको एक दिन याद दिलाना है कि अच्छा ठीक है यार तुम विड्रॉ करना है लाइफ से हम ही करा देते हैं तुमको विड्रॉ फिर हो जाओ बीमार
exactly यही होता है
so you want to make a difference right I know that's your most important value in life
yeah
why are you not making a difference in your job because I got I've lost my.
Yeah, people, if people are going to play safe, play politics, तो मैं क्या difference कर सकता हूँ उनके ऊपर? मैं कर ही नहीं सकता कोई difference.
Influencer,
क्या चीज?
you become an influencer instead of getting them, letting them influence you. You're very
Okay,
good
okay,
at
okay.
influencing people. I know that.
Yeah, yeah.
जी, तुम्हारे तर्कश में बहुत सारे बाण हैं, यूज क्यों नहीं करते हो? Why you not use?
Mhm. Yeah.
I can say this to everyone. We have a lot of experience. We know exactly what to do, but we stop doing it. I mean, you can move mountains to take care of someone. You can find out resources, contacts, blah, everything. I remember when this Gaurav Paul was in Delhi and he was facing some difficulties. How much you went out of the way to help him? Did you let the circumstances stop you?
No, no, no.
Huh? So when it comes to you, why are you letting circumstances stop you? Abhinav Mathur to wahi hai na? You're the still same Abhinav Mathur.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what are you doing with? You are allowing your own judgment and negative conversation to make you
Yes.
withdraw from something जो चीज तुमको बहुत पसंद है, which is called making a difference.
Exactly, exactly. I think what I did was I stopped communicating to people in the office.
Yeah.
Only काम चलाओ ऊपर की conversation and making a difference conversation stopped.
Yeah. Now, is that not your default mode, Abhinav?
Yes, it is. It is my default mode.
तरह की
My
परिस्थिति-
default mode is to withdraw.
So when this kind of situation comes up,
Becoming quiet, yeah.
yeah, you do this. I've seen you doing it before also.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are you going to do now?
And I'm going to talk to people.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to people about it. I'm going to enroll into a possibility. I'm going to be straight with the people. I will not be scared of looking bad.
yes. Now you can use the power of generation for that, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
बोलते हैं ना, जोश
Yeah,
पैदा
yeah,
करो.
yeah. जोश पैदा करूंगा दूसरों में और अपने में भी.
Beautiful, fantastic. अभी तो जोश आया नहीं है तुम्हारे अंदर, 2-4 कप चाय के और पी.
नहीं आ गया, मुझे पता चल गया, अपना रास्ता दिख गया. See, there were no route for me. और फिर, you know, after Sukhdev, after coming back to industry after not doing anything, suddenly I started getting some other offers also. So, but that was not, that was, I think, जो मैं करने यहाँ कंपनी में आया था वो तो हुआ ही नहीं अभी. So I'm going to get it done. I will get it done. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Great. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Venkatesh ji. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Actually, this is a problem. I heard Mathur. Actually, I was working in State Bank of India and I was an officer there in the middle level. So actually, we were working like every week we had certain things like sending a weekly report and all. And it was a challenge, like you do it very fast and forward it accurately, balance the thing and all. But when we were getting a lot of pleasure in happiness in doing it and achieving it as achievers, what used to happen was when the association, the staff association or anything has some issues, they used to ask us to control. Even if the report is ready, please don't forward. Such things means they are putting a lagam on what we are doing. That when a worker likes this, in an agitation time or anything, he feels like what Mathur said, like you are giving customer service or anything and he say, this bill is not paid, you don't give that service now. You stop, you be a little slow. Means slowing down on your work, which is very good, which you are doing not only for the salary sake, but for inner happiness. That makes you very, means actually hurts you, that you have to control something because you know that you have mastery over this thing, you can do these things, but you cannot. In the same way, we were given trainings in bank, spending thousands of rupees by sending us to Gurgaon and all. And we used to get a training in certain special things like foreign exchange or whatever. And immediately we were given a change of entire department or transfer to some other agriculture or anywhere where this entire education is of no use. absolutely no use. Bank has wasted it just like a formality to make out certain business of these training sessions.
Yeah, checklist, you know.
Yeah,
Attended,
you have to go. This time you have to go. So we actually sacrifice all the things, like we have some commitments and all. We put a rest to all those things. We go for 1 week away from family and all, learn a lot of things with the interest, make a report of those things and all. And we are not there to implement it because we are not at all in that position.
I know.
Thank you.
We sometimes become the victims of other people's stupidity.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Kamat Saab, for sharing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you now start looking at various areas of your life. Okay. So, are you waiting for me to call upon you, or do you wish to speak it? If you don't, then it's fine. You can think about it during the day and talk to me tomorrow. Okay. So, what are the areas of your life where you are not growing and the stagnation will set in? And if one area of your life gets stagnated, it's going to impact other areas too. So you look into it. Okay. Yes, Kunen.
So for me, I was thinking on this. I'm not able to get enough time for my parenting role. So I'm not growing as now I'm realizing.
So did you listen to the advice that you gave to Niti? You only gave it, correct?
Yeah.
So if you look at the core of that advice and you start following it for your parenting, see, and I'm saying it in jest also, but in seriousness as well. See, we all think that, you know, parenting or spending time with family has got to do with more amount of time. But I believe that whatever time you're giving even now, if it becomes quality time, right? That's number one way of looking at it. The time which I'm already giving, is it quality time? Quality time means I'm 100% present. Quality time also means that do I know what is it that they wish to do? Do I have time to, you know, at least ask them, okay, what is it that you desire? Do we know their expectations? Have I taken any actions to fulfill their expectations? This is point number 2. Point number 3 is very interesting one. If you do not plan some activities with them, right? It could be a simple thing like planning to sit together and watch a movie, or planning to sit together and do something else, whatever. Spending time with family is not going to make you a better parent. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
I hope that answers your question, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you. Yes, Neeti.
So, we all have family that stays a little away from us in other locations. Here I am asking you the question, if you could share, you have 3 sons who stay in different locations. How does one keep up and stay involved with them and their activities from a distance? Can you shed some light on that?
By talking to them. Like 2 of my sons, I talk to quite a bit. The third one I talk to once in 6 months. Okay. And I have a great justification for myself. वो तो कभी मिलता ही नहीं है. He's always traveling. Are you getting me? So my youngest son is a smart guy. He will definitely call up once in a week.
Yes.
My eldest son also, I talk to him at least 3 or 4 times in a month. The other guy, you met him also, Gaurav. I don't talk to them that frequently because one good reason I'm giving is to myself. See, so the moment we buy that reason, nahi, wo bahut busy hai, Whenever I call, उसके घर में तो number लगता ही नहीं है. Signal is bad, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not talking to him as much as I should. It's as simple as that. Or I can waste my time blaming myself for it. Or I can schedule it just the way I'm scheduling with the others.
So what I face is over the calls, how much can we be involved in their activities or what they are doing at their respective locations so that that bond, that connect remains and it grows?
Look, I don't know. See, very difficult to answer that one because I think it depends on how much they want you to be involved also, no?
Uh-huh.
Like if I look at the example of my own children, one of them will talk and he's more interested to know how I am doing, right? And then he will share with me also if I ask him specific questions. Okay. The other one, he shares a lot about what's happening with him because he also wants to be a trainer and he's working on that, right? And he's going through exactly the same route that I went through when I was, associated with Landmark. So he's a Landmark seminar leader now. He's balancing his business. So he talks to me a lot about, getting guidance and looking at other alternative viewpoints and so on and so forth. The third one, he never talks anything about his business. Okay. That's his nature. If you ask him a specific question, he will answer it. So each person has his own. So one of the things which I do with, regularity is listen to that comfortable distancing wala loop. I've sent it to you also.
Yes.
Okay. If there is a comfortable distancing happening for some reason or the other, so energetically that distancing has to be removed. It's not so much into what you should say and how you should get involved. This is what I'm finding out. With some people, that comfortable distance has been reduced dramatically and you have more intimacy with them. Others, the comfortable distancing is there. Now, is it because of me or is it because of them? I don't care about that. कभी-कभी होता है ना भाई मैं तो initiative ले रहा हूँ वो they are not taking the initiative and they are too busy and blah blah blah. Now the best way of being totally engaged with them is I should have been living in Delhi, Gurgaon, but I've chosen not to do that. At the same time, the level of closeness has got nothing to do with physical proximity. I know that. So engaging in conversations with people is the only way that I know how to, like knowing what they want, knowing how I can help them, they knowing what I want. This is how it starts, right?
Right.
And that's what we're working on. Thanks for the question. Makes me look again.
Thank you.
Always looking in myself first.
I can assure you, Sudhir, your eldest son has been speaking to me also lately. He is highly motivated and inspired. I think that is what matters.
Yeah, so he's motivated and inspired. I have something to do with it also.
Okay, great.
I was going through a phase where, he was not that much feeling motivated and inspired, I can tell you. See, balancing, you know how much time involvement Landmark takes.
Yeah.
Especially now he is an introduction leader, trainer. He's doing weekends over there. He's doing seminars over there now. Like
yeah.
तो बचपन में देखा हुआ है उसने. Right? So he knows about that. But balance your business also along with it. That's something he doesn't know.
Yeah. And very powerfully, he is now choosing a new career. I think जो music system वाला है.
Exactly.
आपके खून में जो music है, उसके भी खून में वो music है. वो he like now what he likes doing, he's making it at his career. But he's rather opening a new showroom. He was telling me.
Yeah, right. So he's opened a showroom. He wanted some help for that. I gave it to him.
Yeah.
You get it?
Absolutely.
So, but one very good thing has happened out of it. That when these kids used to be thinking, they never know what daddy is experiencing. Now he's experiencing what exactly his daddy was experiencing. So he's got healthy appreciation for what I have done or I'm doing now. क्योंकि वो खुद experience कर रहा है ना. Thank you for sharing that, Abhinav. आपके वो brother-in-law का क्या हाल है? Why don't you invite him for morning conversation?
Sir, you will not believe my brother-in-law has joined. My brother-in-law was working from 2014 and sitting at home. The moment I started in taking interest, because my views about him was कि ये तो कुछ करने वाले हैं नहीं, ये तो too self-righteous. I started trying to find job for him, and by himself he found a job as a director with PwC. Can you believe it?
He's working with PwC now. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes, sir. Just 7 days back he joined as director with PwC.
Wow, the Gurgaon office?
Gurgaon office, yes.
Okay. Good, great. Thank you. I will wish him today. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like everybody else is now busy introspecting about their own life. So you keep doing that. And I will see you tomorrow morning for the next episode of Empowering Morning Conversations. I hope I've rattled your cage enough today. Have I? So, of course, we've got the two resident shires, and Kunain is reminding me. So let's ask Kuldeep ji first, and then we will ask Kunain, and Kunain, you can combine your sharing with your shiring. Yes, Kuldeep ji.
सर, आप ब्लेम गेम की बात करते हैं, उसके ऊपर है कि दोष कांटों का नहीं हमारा है जनाब, दोष कांटों का नहीं हमारा है जनाब, पैर हमने रखा, वो तो अपनी जगह पे थे।
So it's not the fault of the thorns, my friend, it's yours. Because you are the one who put your foot on it. That fellow was just being there. Wow, what fantastic. Some people step on cow dung on the road, and then they curse the cow dung.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Kunain. First, you can share whatever it is you wanted to, and then you can give us your share.
Yeah, my takeaway of today's conversation, sir, is अभिनव माथुर जी परिस्थिति का जिक्र किया, तो एक हिंदी में कहा है कि गलत परिस्थिति थी और इल्जाम मुझे ही मिला। गलत परिस्थिति थी और इल्जाम मुझे ही मिला। मजबूरी ने मजबूर बहुत किया हारने को, मजबूरी ने मजबूर बहुत किया हारने को, पर जीत की आस थी, जीत की आस ने मुझे हारने ना दिया।
वाह वाह वाह।
जीत की आस ने मुझे हारने ना दिया। तो परिस्थितियां कैसी भी होंगी, वो होंगी, जिंदगी है, दुनिया है, तरह तरह की परिस्थिति होगी, लेकिन जीत की आस अगर है, नहीं हारने की, हमेशा जीत जाने की चाहत अगर है, सर बोलते हैं कमिटमेंट, so there is a difference between just being interested and committed. So if you are interested, we might give up, but if you are committed, we will remove all the barriers, all the obstacles, and we will reach to the destination as a winner. So that's my takeaway of today's conversation. So thank you so much.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you know what? I was remembering one song I told you earlier. It's so appropriate. ना मिले ना फूल तो कांटों से दोस्ती कर ली, क्योंकि दोस्ती तो करनी है ना किसी न किसी से. I could not find flowers, so I made friends with the thorns.
हाँ, लेकिन उसमें भी कहा गया सर के कांटे तो नसीब में आने ही थे, फूल जो हमने गुलाब चुना था. तो गुलाब चुनेंगे तो कांटे तो गुलाब के फूल में आएंगे ही आएंगे.
Beautiful. I think that's a fitting finale to today's session. So see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. And today is a Tuesday. Don't forget, all members of Good to Great, be there in the evening today. Right? 8:30 p.m. is your Good to Great. The link will appear in your group. All right.
Thank you, sir. Stay safe. Stay
Thank you,
because
thank you, thank you for your participation. Bye-bye.
God bless everyone.
Hasina ji, you are very quiet these days. Thank God we heard your voice at least now. We are blessed.
Thank you. I just, I'm not very much there.
Oh, so where are you? You got your guests shown up. You said no, you were expecting some guests and all.
No, that was my daughter-in-law's birthday. That's all over.
So now where are you? Why your mind is occupied by?
My mind is occupied because of Poonam's sister.
Oh, okay, okay. How is she?
She's finished her second session, but she's all right. She's got lot of support.
Good, good, good.
So she's doing good. I will be going to her next week and staying
Okay.
with.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Happy day, sir. Bye, sir.
Happy day.
Happy day. Major Saab, you should see that movie called Major. It's on Netflix.
Yes,
Nicely.
sir. I will. Fine, sir.
We saw it last night. Very nice.
Oh, I will see. Thank you, sir.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.